Microsoft has raised the prices of Xbox consoles and controllers globally. Now, this is obviously a headline that a lot of people have woken up to. And if you're a gamer like me, this is a bad sign. And it all stems from, I think, not just the economy, the Trump tariffs, but Nintendo. Nintendo is probably the biggest reason for Microsoft to join the team of raising the prices on consoles, games, and accessories. Now, I haven't even gotten to the pricing of things just yet, but we all know the insane price point of the Nintendo Switch 2. Given I am the problem, I pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2 and accessories and games and whatnot. And I had a feeling in the back of my mind that other competitors were gonna join the bandwagon. It was just inevitable, right? At the end of the day, they're corporations. And what is the one motivating factor of all of these corporations? That's money. How much money can we squeeze out of the consumers? And just like we saw during COVID, what do? They use the economy crashing to elevate the price point of all consumer goods. And even years after the market stabilizing, they continue to uptick the price point on all consumer goods. And to this day, we've seen some of the most expensive price points in anything you can buy in history. Nothing is cheap anymore. And that's a whole different conversation. Let's stick back onto the games. They're seeing the tariffs, they're seeing the economy, and they're seeing Nintendo raise prices. So they're just joining the bandwagon. And Nintendo is doing it. You know what? We're gonna raise price points on our consoles and games as well. Now I'm seeing that the Xbox Series X, which originally is, comes around $499, effective today, is now going to be $600. Be for real. How many people out there can actually afford a $600 console? How many? $600 is a lot to me. That's a lot of money, bro. And it's not just the console they're raising the prices on. The controllers are going up by $10. So your normal controller is going from $69.99 to $79.99. That's $80 for a normal controller. Now, we're not even thinking about limited edition controllers. Those are going to go up in price, right? Your Xbox Elite controller, which in my opinion is the best controller on the market, is going from $179 to $200. $200. Their headsets are going up. So all of their hardware is going up, but they haven't mentioned about their digital services. If hardware is going up, it's inevitable for Xbox Game Pass to go up as well, right? It's time. It's time. They're seeing the way Nintendo is doing things. They're seeing the economy and they're taking advantage of the consumer, bro. And you know what? Let's be for real. Most people in the United States cannot afford this. Like, this is too much. It was already too much now, considering how much people make on a yearly basis. This to me is inexcusable. You can't defend this. And if you're on the side of defending these corporations who their only interest is not providing the best service possible, Nintendo, is to squeeze as much money they can out of you. Now, we've just begun to scratch the surface of price hikes, right? It's hardware, then software, right? What about your season pass? It's no longer going to be $20. Who's to say it's not going to be a $30 season pass on Fortnite or Call of Duty or whatever? This is just the start. So if you are a gamer, and I'm sorry, if you're a gamer that doesn't make that much money, then this is gonna hurt. You guys were already complaining about Nintendo doing it. Now it's only a matter of time before PlayStation joins in the bandwagon. And obviously when PlayStation does it, you guys are all gonna be crying out there. Now, to me, listen, man, to me, this year is not necessarily a year for me to spend a ton of money, how I've done in the past. It's just not feasible, man. Are people gonna buy a $600 console, or are they gonna get groceries for a month or more with $600? I think we're starting to come up on that time where you have to make decisions that benefit you. We can know, it's just not acceptable to buy a $600 console. And it's an old $600 console. This is not a new console. This is not next gen, right? This is not the Xbox 11, whatever the shit, It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's just about a matter of time before not just gaming companies start hiking the price up. I think you're going to see it everywhere, from computers, accessories, peripherals, etc. Everything's going up in price. First was the food, then your normal grocery stuff, and now it's gaming. And you know what? Save your money, be smart with your money, If you have it, good for you, bro. Most people in this country just don't have it. Let's be realistic. You know, most of you guys out there, like me, are buying things on credit, right? Some of you guys are using Zip on those groceries. I've seen the headlines. So it's not looking good for gamers for 2025, considering we're getting some of the best media we've ever gotten. It's insane, dude. And what about GTA? Okay, how much is GTA? GTA is gonna be the first $100 game in history. Mark my words. I've said it right here. GTA will be $100 on release. All right, well, that's it for me today. I'm actually pretty frustrated, pretty pissed off. This is not a good thing for the economy. This is not a good thing for the consumer. This is not a good thing for gamers. Okay, no longer will we ever see the days of $60 games, $250 consoles. It's over, chat. We're cooked.